Your lines have been unmuted. Please go ahead.
Thank you. Thank you, Chairman Springs. Thank you for the whole commission. Appreciate this opportunity, and thank you to Mr. Jackson. Chris, you did a great job of this explaining, and I appreciate it. My name is Dave Shaw. I represent the NFL here. I'm in charge of the media operations for the NFL Media Group. The question before about the NFL Good Neighbor program, it is a brand new program, one that Chris and I have talked about since we were building through, with the opportunity that we've had with our construction and our tenant improvement construction in the building. We have some pretty good talent who are willing to contribute to some of the small businesses. But the idea, the target of the businesses are small businesses in the core of Inglewood, as Chris laid out, locally owned, well-established businesses, minority-owned businesses, and also local proximity to our NFL campus. You know, we were kind of zeroing in on Prairie, Manchester, Century, primarily, and just trying to help out in a small way some of the businesses who certainly have been affected by our presence. We think that we've talked to a couple of the owners and recognize that the extra traffic that comes on these roads actually hasn't always helped their businesses. It's actually hurt them because some of the local people are not actually going there, and the people from out of town won't necessarily go to these places, as well as our NFL employees. So we're trying to, the idea of this program is to try to help some of these small owners, small business owners, to be able to have establishments that'll draw more people from who are coming to these games, to these events, etc. I think somebody asked the question about how many. Right now we're trying to start with at least 2 businesses a year if we can, and at least for the next 5 years is what we have in our scope right now. If we get more backing, and the push we have right now is to try to get it in by Super Bowl, with the idea that maybe we'll have some of our backing help. We have Visa we're talking with, as well as Pepsi, as potential partnering with us to be able to bring in some more money. So often the NFL goes city to city, Super Bowl to Super Bowl, and they certainly put money into the cities. But we, as the NFL Media Group and our West Coast, it's really 22 departments represented in this building here in Inglewood. We are the NFL here, and we're going to be here. We have a 20-year lease, and we certainly want to be a part of the community in many ways. I'm here and open for questions, so thank you.
Okay, thank you. We're going to open up for questions. We're going to start off with Commissioner Patrick.
Good evening, Mr. Shaw. Just one question. What type of businesses with your NFL media program, what type of businesses do you intend to target? Will it only be restaurants, or are you opening up for other businesses as well?
It's a great question, and we are not going to just stick with restaurants. We plan to open it up to other businesses, and again, we're getting it off the ground. How we actually got involved with some of the small businesses. I mean, we've been at this project for almost 4 years, and with the construction for our tenant improvement for over a year. And a couple of our people who kind of report into me actually suggested, and they knew some of the owners of some of the restaurants, and we just connected on some of the restaurants. We have like 9 local restaurants in our world right now that we were feeding our construction crews, and we decided every Thursday we were going to have a different restaurant kind of provide food, and I think we've helped out quite a few restaurants, from Serving Spoon to Ms. Ruby's to many others. Kenny's was in there, Sweet Red Peach. So many of these great owners who are just trying to make it through, and we fed our construction team, so we got to know them. and that's where our comfort zone was. And we kind of picked Kenny's Q because it was a single owned. It wasn't part of a, it wasn't part of a strip store group, which would have added complexity to get our pilot program off. Although we're very open to multiple establishments, and we plan to put together a little team to try to help figure out who the other businesses should be.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, Commissioner Rice?
Certainly.
Mr. Shaw, thank you. First of all, I wanted to commend you on your generosity in trying to help the Inglewood community. That's awfully nice of you guys to do that.
It's a partnership.
Yes. As part of your normal build-out assistance plan for the building, for the assisting the business owners, will you be utilizing murals as part of your design on all of them?
No, I'm not sure if we will or not. I think what we planned on doing was just kind of looking at each business and seeing what they need, what their needs were. And it could be anything. I mean, our comfort zone with the couple of groups that we have Gensler Design Team, we have our project management team, MGAC, who I've just had partnership with for multiple years now, and they were willing to jump in and help this. So we had a comfort zone of design and potential construction, so that was our comfort. The Kenny Q's just has a nice natural wall there to upgrade and update, to draw in more customers. I'm not sure all the businesses it would make sense, but maybe.
I'm just asking that question considering the permanency of murals. You spoke earlier about working within the footprint, the core of Inglewood. I think that's the term you used. And then you said you would work on Prairie and Century Boulevard and Manchester. Like I said, again, I appreciate you making an offer to do that, but the city is all-encompassing, and I want to make sure that everyone gets a fair share of any assistance that's offered to any businesses in the city, because I don't want anyone to come in and focus on something that's self-serving also.
Thank you for the question. I understand, and we are very open to most every business. I was thinking that when we were looking at this, we were trying to think of we were looking at our employees and looking at the business around just who were directly affected by our presence, which is why we kind of focused there. And when we talked to some of these owners who felt like I thought that we'd be helping their business because we had added traffic, and when indeed we went the other direction, and that's why we were focused there. But we are very open to all businesses.
Okay, no further questions. Thank you.
Commissioner Trio?
Thank you.
Good evening, Mr. Shaw. How are you?
Good, thank you.
Good. I am very impressed with your Good Neighbor program. I think it is a good partnership, and I think that you recognize that there is an impact on the community by the great things that are happening in Inglewood, and I appreciate your taking a proactive stance on helping with some of those issues that have come up. Is there like an application process for getting assistance from the Good Neighbor program, or how does it work?
It's a great question that we're still flushing out exactly. Right now we don't have it in. We wanted to get a kickoff project that fit in all the targets that we were, just to get it off the ground. From that, that's what we were kind of talking through, and it's probably the one I'm least comfortable with yet as we try to get through. Just so you know, my job is primarily running the media operations and getting our NFL network on the air and .coms and everything else, and I found myself running the construction project as well. So bear with me while I don't know exactly the best approach for this, and we would certainly be open to suggestions on how to make sure that this is that people can apply in a fair way and we've asked Visa for some suggestions on their behalf as well when they get applications for some of the grants that they do. So it's a work in progress and open to suggestions.
Well, I do think you picked a good site. Like you said, I like the fact that it's a standalone building. Now, one more question on the program. For this particular matter, is it covering the full cost of I guess, repairing the wall if it needs repairing, and then painting on the mural? Do you provide the full cost or a percentage, or how does that work, if you know?
Yeah, no, we're taking care of the whole cost. We're taking care of the building, make sure we have a professional painting group coming in to do the black base, and then we have another person who will do the mural, and the muralist is somebody we used actually in our tenant improvement construction in our building. They've done other design builds. They were at TikTok and a few of these other ones that are against the design team recommended. So we'll take care of all of it at our cost.
That's great. And I'm sure that you'll be using anti-graffiti paint in order to do this, right? Just so we don't have any problems.
Yes, we will be. We are aware of that.
Great, thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Commissioner Shaw Williams.
Hi. Hi, Mr. Shaw. It's more of a comment. Again, thank you for the service that you'll be providing to the local businesses in the city of Inglewood. I was taken by the mural, particularly the black one with the red accent. I really like it. Thought it was edgy. It kind of reminded me of what I've seen in the downtown art district. So I was very impressed with that. So thank you.
Thank you. No, thank you for that comment. We appreciate that, and that's actually our internal design team. And we invite you to come on into our building at some point, and you'll see some of the other artwork they've done with multiple artists. Our design team is our internal design team is pretty good, and I think that's one of the attractive things we can try to help some of the businesses with. So thank you for that comment.
Thank you.
Okay, Mr. Shaw, I just have a couple of questions. Now, will the NFL media insignia go on the building as well, or that will not go on there?
No, we don't plan to put on the NFL insignia, as part of the design. This is in this case, Mr. Tate's business. We're not trying to step into that. If it helps him in any way, we'll give him promotion material. He right now, I think he puts a couple banners up. He certainly puts the Rams and the Chargers banners up. I know. We're going to try to help him with some of that. I think we were talking about on some of the signage for his menus that, maybe putting a Rams special and a Chargers special and things along those lines. But we did not try to identify ourselves with the NFL on the building.
Understood. My next question would have to be with, now, by this being an NFL media and the Good Neighbor program, how does that work in regards to the business? Are you guys helping the business not only with the mural portion, but bringing customers? An example would be, would you do an advertisement, say at SoFi Stadium? Would you put out literature so that business can thrive, so that business would know, and people would know that Kenny's Barbecue, I think that's the name of it, would be a place to go after the game or before the game. Right now, if someone is looking for a good barbecue place prior to a game, or they want to tailgate or something to that effect, would that information be available for people that's coming to the game that want to tailgate? They can go to Kenny's Barbecue and get those things. Would that be something that'll be available?
Yes, we certainly plan to market it very much. And by the way, we're not partial just to Kenny's Barbecue. We do like some of the other barbecues as well in town.
Have you had his barbecue?
Oh yeah. No, Kenny's is one of, we also have the Wood, has also been one of our regulars, the Wood Urban Kitchen. But Kenny's has supplied us with multiple dinners, and he's again we bring him in as well as many of the other vendors into our NFL facility and feed our groups or gatherings or parties. We plan on doing a nice social event and having our social team distribute. We're going to do a volunteer day. We plan to on the Saturday before Super Bowl, Saturday the 5th, February 5th, and we plan to make sure we market it up. We're going to try to get the local news there. We invite the city officials to come join us as well. But on the volunteer day, we plan on doing some gravel, moving some gravel, doing some cleanup, and doing a little bit of painting on touch-up painting and other work that we plan on doing there that day. And we hope to gather some news and get people interested in knowing this is where you got to go, on your way to the game.
Okay, very good. I noticed that you mentioned Sweet Red Peach. Are you?
Yeah.
I'm assuming you've been there before.
Sweet Red Peach is awesome. Caroline is great. We brought her desserts into our building multiple times. I saw her the other day and asked her if she wanted to join. If we were thinking of a week long, trying to do like a bit of a party kind of atmosphere at Kenny's. Would she want to come there? But at least for the volunteer day, we'll have her come over, and she's interested in supplying, and we'll pay for all of that to make sure that we're using her services as well. But that's a great spot.
It is a great spot, and she has great desserts. And she's my neighbor.
Oh my God! Oh, she is. Yeah, she's awesome.
Okay, very good.
In a tough
Thank you.
situation herself. Sure.
Wife
Thank
told me
you.
not to go there anymore. Thank you, Mr. Shaw. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Okay, we're going to just open it up for just any final questions. You only have 30 seconds for your question. We're going to start off with Commissioner Patrick.
I haven't any, thank you.
30 seconds for you, Mr. Commissioner Rice.
No questions.
30 seconds for you, Commissioner Trejo.
No additional questions, thank you.
And for you, Ms. Shaw Williams, you're going to have 60 seconds.
No
It's your
further
birthday.
questions. Thank you.
Okay, no further questions. Is there a motion on the floor?
Move that we affirm category exemption EACE 2022-006 and adopt attached resolution approving the Black Art version of DR 2022-003, subject to 11 conditions and/or added conditions as deemed appropriate.
It's been properly moved in second. We'll call for any questions. Hearing none, we'll call for a vote.
Commissioner Patrick,
Aye.
Commissioner Rice,
Aye.
Commissioner Trejo,
Aye.
Commissioner Shaw Williams,
Aye.
Chairman Springs.
Aye. Ms. Wilcox?
Yes, Chairman. The applicant may appeal the decision of the Planning Commission on this matter. The appeal must be filed within 10 days from the notice of decision and shall be made by filing a written notice of appeal with the Planning Division, an appeal fee of $389.